Hi there and welcome to my channel. Today we are making a ham bone soup with vegetables and noodles. In the morning I took a small ham bone from my freezer and I put it in my crock pot with some leeks, garlic, bay leaves, and salt and pepper. I also started a small batch of homemade noodle dough. These are some of our homegrown ingredients that are going into our ham soup today. If you don't have fresh ingredients and you just have frozen, just add some frozen vegetables to your soup later. I also added some fresh sage leaves, oregano, and thyme. But if you just have some dried sage and thyme, add a half a teaspoon each. In the afternoon, about 45 minutes before I wanted to serve supper, I took my ham bone and my vegetables out of my crock pot. I have a strainer basket sitting over top of a large pot, and I just poured everything in there so that the broth would end up sitting in the pot and be ready for my soup to be made. Of course, I took off the ham to put into the soup. If you press down your vegetables just a little bit, it will release as much of the moisture that you've built up in that broth as possible. Here is my broth ready to go, and the broth with the ham in it is ready as well. I tried to take out as much fat as possible. Now I added my celery to the pot already. It was frozen 1.5 cups, and I'm just adding my garlic and onions, potatoes, and carrots. But I pause a little bit halfway here just to see how much room is going to be in my pot before I add all of my carrots and potatoes, because I need room to add my noodles later. You might say, Annette, how come you have potatoes and noodles in the same dish? Well, potatoes are kind of magical. So one thing about a store-bought ham bone that's been cured and smoked is that it's quite salty. So the potatoes act as a vehicle to sort of absorb some of that salt, so the salt flavor isn't so pronounced in your soup, and you may even need to add some salt later. Homemade noodles cook really quickly, so I got my pot up to a boil and then I added my noodles. When you add homemade noodles to the pot, you want to be careful to get them in and then give them a stir right away so that they don't cook all in one big lump. If you're using, I would suggest large egg noodles. I would have previously cooked the noodles and cooled them off and had them waiting to add to the soup right at the very end before serving. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care. Bye for now.